Growth isn't loud, it's steady, intentional, and personal. And at Grow with Patriciah Alex, we make space for it. With Patriciah Alex as the host and the co-host Rachel Kahugu. This isn't just a talk, it's transformation. Real stories, real lessons, real growth. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m., your next breakthrough begins here. Tap subscribe and let's grow with Patriciah Alex.
Welcome. This is Patriciah Alex. Welcome to our program, Grow with Patriciah Alex, with my co-host
Rachel Kahugu. Asante sana for being here. Mama, asante sana for having us again on this show. We are growing each and every week. I hope that last week you learned a lot. We were talking about what it takes to have a happy marriage. Siku mnakaa tu kwa nyumba, you're married, but you're not even friends.
Sure.
Yeah, so we learned so much, but mimi nililearn. Yeah, naandika tu roots. Nangoja akifika, the day get married. Ntazitumia. So this is for the young mothers and also for you who's not married yet, because it helps all of us. Ades karibuni sana, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for all our new subscribers. Please feel at home. If it's the first time that you're watching us, karibu sana, tunakupenda, feel at home. This is a family where we grow each and every other day. So what we'll do, we'll give you just 1 minute to subscribe. I know you're new here, but how we introduce you to this show is that please subscribe. By subscribing and sharing, you keep us here. You allow us to keep growing and reach more people each and every other day. So thank you so much for subscribing. Today, tulisikia, mulituambia, after we did about young mothers.
Yeah.
Hey, wakatuambia we want more.
I know.
Na tukakubali. We had you and you said, because you are the guest of honor, we will talk about young mothers. And we are not here alone today for the very first time. On Grow with Patriciah Alex, we have a guest.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
Hello, I am Eunice Mohoro, a young mother, and I'm so excited for being a part of this program.
Yeah.
Welcome so much. I'm so passionate about women growing and also about family.
Amazing.
Thank you for having me.
Asante. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
You are our very first guest.
Wow.
Imagine.
Yeah.
That's a privilege.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're talking about young mothers, and I know that we will learn so much. The other time, Patriciah Alex told us about young mothers and why young mothers need to be at peace. We talked about postpartum. We talked about mental health and all that. And after we did that, mkatuambia sana ya kwamba mngetaka tuendelee na hii topic. Na tukasema hatutaiongelea peke yetu. We will have a young mother together with us. Yeah. So maybe just as we start the topic, to roll off the topic. For the people ambao wanasikia young mothers, hiyo jina, young mothers for the very first time. Not just they're probably thinking, awa ni mothers when you wako 15 years. Something like that.
They can be, but we talk about anybody starting to bring up a baby, and not much about age, but much about for the first time bringing up a young baby, so that you can grow from there.
Yeah. Your youngest is how old?
My youngest is 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
I love how you speak about him with so much love. We can tell.
You can tell. He's my
We
very
can tell.
good friend.
Yeah. So would you say you're a young mother?
Not really.
Yeah.
I'm not a very young mother, but as long as I have a young baby, I will behave like a young person, because he needs me from any age.
Yeah.
Even my 25-year young one still needs me like a mother.
Yeah.
Every time you're a mother, you're a mother. Every time you get into that tray of the mothers, you'll always be a mother.
Yeah.
Even if they are 50, even if they are, they will always be my babies.
Yeah. That's so beautiful.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful. Your youngest. No, let's start with your oldest. Your oldest is how old?
Okay, my oldest is 10,
Uh-huh.
and my youngest is 1 year, 9 months now.
So you're a young mother.
Yeah, sure.
How's the experience?
It's quite interesting. It's a bit tough because you have to be present physically, emotionally throughout. But it's so good. It's feel nice being a mother.
Okay.
Comes with its challenges, but you cope through all of them. Yeah.
When you are a young mother with your first baby, do you feel the same with your second baby? Iko na difference yoyote ama ni a replica of the first time?
Wow. Actually, there's a difference because I think every child comes with their own unique ways, we can say. It's very unique, one child, the other one, it's different. So it's quite different.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the first one. There's this excitement, and then they come.
Yeah.
You become overwhelmed, there's so much. So when you come to the second one, you think it's all about the same thing.
Yeah.
And then you realize, oh my, the
It's
story
different.
is different.
Yeah.
It's all totally different.
Yeah.
But it's all amazing in different ways. Yeah.
Amazing. You know, Mom, I may confirm what you were saying the other time. That your first baby and your second pregnancy and your third, they are all different.
Very different.
Yeah.
And especially now, having an experience of a boy child first, and then having a girl child second. Oh my God.
How was it?
Those are two different worlds.
Yeah.
A boy will grow slow, a girl will grow fast.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Girls grow faster.
Very fast.
No.
And they're able to meet their basic needs. But boys, you will help them for a longer time.
You'll mother them properly.
You really make them. And she has a different experience because her firstborn is a girl, and she thought it's that easy. Then she got a secondborn, is a boy. Oh my God. Then the world goes down. So I think the experience is very different, especially with the genders. Every child is unique in their own ways, and still with where they are born. A firstborn is not a second one. A thirdborn is not like a firstborn. It's not like a secondborn. They are all very different. Very different.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I know.
Did you feel like your second alikuwa anachelewa na milestones? At any point, did you ever have that thought?
Actually, I really was looking toward that. I was like, let me see how the milestones go. And it's true, they're actually a bit slower. And they're also very, very much active.
Okay.
So that's also another difference.
Okay.
When you're
So who's more active?
The boy.
The boy.
Yeah,
Boy
the boy
will
is.
jump all over.
Oh, really?
They're all over, yeah.
What?
They'll
Okay.
cry back at too terrible to for boys. Oh my God.
It's quite different.
Yeah. I had a mom who was saying they didn't know that raising a baby would be so chaotic. Akianza kutambaa. Alikuwa tu ana scream after every 1 minute. Toka hapo! Nini unafanya? Nichukulieni huyo mtoto. At some point alikuwa anasema the husband thought she was going crazy because she was shouting 24/7.
Especially boys.
Yeah.
It's chaotic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least the girl will have. Girls are very calm, even naturally. Very few girls will jump up and down, will climb, but boys.
Uko kila mahali.
Yeah, they will climb because they are normal. If a child doesn't do that, it's a problem.
Yeah.
If a boy child doesn't climb, doesn't jump, doesn't run, it's a problem.
Okay.
So it's very normal, but for you as a young mother, it's hard on you because you want this tidy baby, well dressed.
Yeah.
What you think a baby is, well dressed, shoes and socks.
Yeah.
And then they remove the socks and the shoe, and they keep learning.
Yeah.
And you can't fix that baby the clothes like. Yeah. It's a good experience.
Okay.
Tough one.
Tough, but good.
Good.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
It
worth.
is.
Okay. Now let's talk about what you expected before and I know we'll talk about
Yes.
the young mothers even more and how that looks like. And before we even get to the questions that you have even now as a young mother, because we'd love to hear that. What was your expectation before when you just got married, before you got that baby? What was your expectation?
Actually, when I got married, I was like, I'm going to give myself some few years. I'm going to enjoy this marriage. And then
Some few years was supposed to be how long?
2 or 3 years.
And you got married. You got married this year.
That was 2020.
2020.
Yeah. So, and then now when I realized that I was expectant,
After how long?
that was 2 years.
2 years
and
later.
a half, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah.
You tried.
I almost got there to 3 years.
To 3 years, yeah.
I
You almost got to the 3 years.
Yeah.
Eh?
So I was so excited and I was really anticipating. And now the boy comes and I'm like, wow, I'm so excited. You know, you're there and you know, as a woman, we like planning.
Yeah.
And at this point you think you can plan everything. That I want to do this. For this 1 year, I'll concentrate on this child.
Yeah.
And then everything flows. And then the babies come and you're like, whoa, who plans for this? Because they're just a surprise.
Yeah.
It's a surprise.
After you've planned for so long.
Yeah. When they start hitting the milestones and you realize. And you know, everything comes with an excitement in it, like the milestones.
Yeah.
And then you realize now they are demanding of your attention. They need more attention and all that. So I can say what I expected, what I got was really quite different. Because as you're saying, you think you can plan and then you realize there's no planning in this. There's no planning in. There's actually you can't plan much about motherhood, how you go about it. Could you see the babies are different, having different experiences, but it's been good.
Okay.
Yeah.
What surprised you the most about your first baby? What is something no one ever told you about?
Number one, I thought I would sleep after a while. I realized this thing is full time.
Her mom is laughing. I'm like,
It's full time. You know, you think I'll just rest for a while and then I'll go on to my normal life, but you realize hiki tu hai stop. It's just kids. You need to give them attention, and you need also to sacrifice some things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what was your expectation? Without assuming you now don't know everything that has happened since your first born.
Wow.
What was your expectation before you got your baby?
Number one, it's like having the first baby is like having the second one. You already has the husband who really want attention, and then a baby comes in.
Yeah.
That's a second baby.
So your first baby is literally your second baby.
And
Would you agree with that?
Yeah, sure. And we shouldn't neglect them.
Yeah.
That was very tough. Like, I have to strike the balance between the two of them. And I think this one, now my first baby, I thought it's very delicate. I was afraid my baby will die. Just because, I don't know why. I felt like it's very delicate. Like, I would hold at the leg and I'm like,
You would hold at the leg?
you would hold the leg, changing the napkin. You know our time is time for napkins. And you'd feel this thing is too small. This thing is too delicate. I was afraid.
Yeah.
And then the husband wants attention, and you are busy looking at is the baby no more? Is it? So it was very hard to strike the two balances, and what is coming there?
Yeah.
Because you have to manage this and manage the baby.
Yeah.
So you are like, is it okay to love him and to love the baby? And there is a friend of mine who had 3 babies at a time. I knew her, and I would ask her, are you able to love the first one, the second one, and the third one at the same time, and the husband? She said, yes. I was like, how? That took me sometimes to even to have the second. I took so long to have the second one because I was afraid I might not be able to do much as I thought the world, my world would do.
Okay.
So the balancing is quite a difficult thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is something that surprised you the most? No one ever told you about it. Ilikupata by surprise?
Oh my God, everything. Everything. I thought babies is just curling like this.
Yeah.
And then I have to remove my breast all over, anywhere, anytime. Oh my God.
You are wondering what is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you're beginning marriage, you don't have means of transport. So it's matatus, it's by bus. So everywhere the baby cries. And I'm like, and I'm comfortable. And
You're comfortable at first?
I'm not, but I have to.
Yeah.
You see that face? You have two faces as a mother.
Yeah.
You are okay when you are not okay. You have to be. You are happy when you are crying. Those are the faces a mother have in the beginning.
Yeah.
So I think mine giving my blessed just in public, so it was a shock. I had never thought. I'd seen women doing that, but I never thought it will happen to me. I don't know how.
Yeah.
So
You never thought you would have to do it.
yeah, and it was scary. Comfortable for the baby, but scary
Yeah.
in my face, in my heart.
Yeah.
Both of them walking together.
Yeah. I understand you totally. I think people don't talk about that as much.
They don't. At
Yeah.
all.
I don't think mothers are told that before they get their babies.
No.
Unaambiwanga tu.
I think nobody tell us.
Yeah.
Like young mothers, if you have a baby, public. Your nyonyo is for public.
It's for everyone.
To remind them. Sure.
And I'm just thinking about how before you get a baby, you think babies are all gorgeous.
Yes.
You'll just hold them
Just
when they're
like
not
the cute
crying.
ones.
Yeah, the
Always.
cute ones. Wale wa internet. Akilia unarudishia mama yake. Akikuwa yuko sawa sasa ni wako tena unamchukua. But the thought of having your baby is yours.
Yeah.
Analia ni wewe. Anafaa kila kitu ni wewe and you have to take care of them. Oh my goodness. There's a question I have and I know this is a very critical one. But let me just ask it now since we are here already. And it's very sad. But what would you tell the mothers that they deliver their babies and then they realize that their babies, they have a disability? Especially as a first-time mom.
Wow. It's hard for the mother. You need like to consult because it can't be easy. And I know my last born brother is disabled, and it takes you a long time to understand that the baby is not normal. If you are not keen, you will lose the baby. So if a baby is not, please be friends with elder mothers or your parents, like your mom, somebody who will help you to tell you the difference in some days in the beginning of giving birth. And that is when you discover. And it's not very visible. If the leg is short, you will not discover immediately.
Yeah.
Unless somebody else, like a specialist, like your mother, like somebody who is conversant with babies, can tell you.
Yeah.
And it takes you a shock, and maybe you feel like you want to throw the baby away. It confuses the mother, especially being a firstborn.
Yeah.
So what I think is that I always say that it's very important to have friends. If not friends, elder women coming to you, and maybe your mother or whoever you trust in your marriage journey.
Yeah.
So after you have babies, you have to have people can help you. Very few people would be around, but it's such a shock. It's such a shock. But you can go. You still go through it.
Yeah.
Maybe the doctors, the nurses will still assist.
Yeah, there's help.
Yeah.
Okay. As a young mother, what is that question you've been wanting to ask for a very long time? And now you have the chance. The floor is yours.
Well, okay. Being a mother, we have lots of questions and lots of concerns, and maybe one of the questions would be, how can a mother strike a balance that is between being a mother, being a wife, and being that woman, being that lady that you are?
Yeah.
How do you strike that balance? You don't want to lose yourself in it. You don't want to lose your husband. You don't want to lose your child. So how do we strike that balance?
Wow. I think the best thing is you call yourself a meeting.
Unajiita kamkutano.
Unajiita kamkutano.
Yeah.
Najiambia nimekuwa mama. Na and you try to be sober. Check on what is really bothering you, because most of the times the things that bother us are not real. And remember, you are you.
Yeah.
Never compare yourself with anyone. It's you, your family, your child, and the journey.
Yeah.
Never be worried for nothing. And remember, no one will clap at you. Like, hey, Eunice, the firstborn is, hey. Never.
Yeah.
So call yourself a meeting, a good one. Realize, like it's a journey that you're going to go. No one is, you have to show up. You have to do your best. Like, if it's about the husband, make sure what he needs, what you just keep the things learning.
Yeah.
Where you need to help him, where he needs to help you, you make sure you attend. But never lose yourself in this. The child will grow. Like, I always say that you don't have to plan so much. You have planned and it has failed.
Yeah.
This journey is not of planning. It's just waiting upon God. God will let things roll. If you're not sick, thank God. If you're not unhealthy, thank God. If you can show up in church or where you enjoy being most, just attend that, and life will flow like a day at a time. Let's try and live a day at a time. Don't be bothered by, and especially after give birth, your former clothes never fit you.
Yeah.
That's another world.
No one ever tells you that.
No one ever tells you. Like, you will not put on the old dress.
Yeah.
So you start now, if you might even cut them. Because you have become big. So move a day at a time.
Yeah.
With no worries, with no troubles. Just move on with life.
Yeah. And maybe to you, before you ask the next question,
Okay.
what is something about marriage that changes the moment you get a baby?
Okay. What changes basically? Because you see, you have been 2 people.
Yeah.
And now you're 3. Let's say you're 3. If you're blessed with twins, you're 4.
Yeah.
That is quite some
Triplets,
work.
you're 5 immediately.
All at once. But now you have to deal with all these things.
Yeah.
With all these people.
Yeah.
And all their needs. You need to give them all the attention that they need. So it's quite challenging. That's it. Because you see, like, if the baby is too small, you can't pre-plan for their time.
Yeah.
They sleep when they want to. If it's eating, you don't say, oh, it's 1 o'clock, time for lunch. So everything changes. Your program changes.
Yeah.
And therefore you have to be, I would say you have to be more intentional in making sure that you deliver both in marriage and also in motherhood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something that you said on the other episode, and you've mentioned it now again, that kama unataka kila kitu ikuwe iko sawa, hiyo ni disability. Hauko sawa, hakuna
kitu kama hiyo.
But also utakuwa a bit too comfortable ukijua that you don't have to plan. You know, I'll just go the way things are going. So you get too comfortable.
Not neglecting, but you see there are women, they would rather leave the baby crying and wash dishes. That's for no reason. You would better leave the baby like just anyhow and wash clothes. That's what I exactly mean. I don't mean you just stay.
You leave,
But you know there are things you can't avoid. If a baby is crying, attend to the baby. It's more important than washing clothes.
Yeah.
If the baby is not okay, attend to the baby until the baby is comfortable.
Yeah.
Then do the rest later. That is exactly what I mean.
Yeah. And if you can afford someone to do the rest of the things, get someone to do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Very true.
Iko sawa?
Yeah.
Iko sawa?
Yeah, you can get somebody to help.
You know, I had someone say, you young people, you will pay for convenience at any time. I'm like, yes. Yeah. But remember,
our generation, we never got a second hand so easily, and we weren't very comfortable with the third party. And even I think me being brought up by my mom, we never had house helps
at all.
No, I don't know how she did it, but we never had house helps.
How many siblings do you have?
4.
Mulikuwa watano.
Why?
Mko wanne. And your mom never had a house at any point?
And at any time, I was the first one. I'm still the first one.
Yeah.
Me realizing I'm washing clothes, I met myself in the BC.
Yeah.
Me washing dishes wasn't even taught. That you meet yourself in the sink, you meet yourself washing the house.
Yeah.
Like, we know how to do everything. So it's now that we rely on the third party so much. But I'm not very comfortable with the house help.
Okay. It's because that's how you are raised.
That's how I'm brought up.
Okay, I see. Any other question you'd want to get clarity on?
I think Mom has mentioned about worrying, because I also had that one. Because I've been wondering about being a mother.
Yeah.
What is that thing that is worth worrying about? Like, as we live, actually, we plan ahead.
Yeah.
We see that as much as you plan, some things will happen and you can't control. But what are some of the things that we should be genuinely concerned about in life? Like, maybe I can talk of being aware. Let me not use the word worry.
Yeah.
Like, what should you be aware of as a mom consciously?
I think one of the things that I should be so much worried is about provision. Having enough food, maybe especially that during that time of giving birth and some months, that one will give women a lot of worries. And if you don't have food, it gives you some concern. That is one of the major concerns. But the rest, the baby plans for your life. Like sleeping is dictated by the baby. Waking up dictated by you are eating. Leave alone the others. You are eating. It's like the baby dictates everything.
Yeah.
And you move from the normal life to the baby's life. So your timetable gives you like, you never have time. At in the morning when I wake up, I go for prayers. Akunaga like kama you after that.
I tell me your routine.
Routine. Akunaga kama you after you give birth. The baby dictates everything. Even your sleep, even to an extent, even your smile. Because when the baby cries so much, you will start crying. Sindio?
It happens.
Have you ever been to a place where you're crying?
Yes.
You're also crying?
Oh,
yes, so many times.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Even with the second, that baby?
I know, yeah. Because
Mtoto
you're so tired.
analia pia cause what's going on?
Sasa analia nini? So you... the drama continues.
Yeah.
Yes. I think our worries, if the baby comes in, worries, the baby controls the house. That is it.
Yeah.
Even today, I don't think I live my life.
Really?
No, I have big babies, but then if they become sick, I'm also sick. If they are not well, I'm not well.
Yeah.
So when do I live my life? Very few moments. Yeah.
So even as they grow, is that it's more of it's them controlling
even their
how
exam
you life
is yours. Mami nafanya mtihani, nataka uniombee.
Yeah.
Mami yani
it's true.
Their life, you no longer become yourself.
It's true.
Never.
Yeah. Me with my many ears.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Me with my many ears.
Yeah.
I will call my mom in the middle of the day. Niko na production na nimechoka. Unaonaje? Ako like sasa nifaje? Mimi siko na. I'm like you're my mom. I will tell you.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is absolutely true.
Yeah.
We are pressed for time, so we'll be taking a very short break, which will mean that we'll see you next week.
Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching this, and I know tumeacha vitu mingi pending, and now because of that our directors wametukubalia ya kwamba we'll be ending at that for this particular day or this particular show for the day, lakini next week situko hapa
Kabisa.
tuendelee na conversation.
Welcome.
Yes. So thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of the week. We'll see you next week on Wednesday. But please remember that you can always watch this show every other day. Watch leo Wednesday. Kesho kutwa. Make sure na watch kila siku na unatumia mtu mwingine a watch. You see? And then we'll be continuing with this particular conversation.
Sure.
Thank you.